imagine you said something to them in between the second and third period. I guess the question is, how did this compare to the Columbus speech?
Well, I think it was probably a lot more calmer in today because I think in the Columbus game, I think there wasn't a lot. I just, I think, my speech will stay within the room, but it was more to do about, testing our will here because there's a lot of people here tonight questioning if we're going to fight back or we're just going to lay over, and the guys answered that, I guess.
How do you think Sulzer performed tonight with O'Brien being out?
I think he did a really good job. And it's hard sometimes when you miss a bulk of games and haven't played, but he, as I said, he prepared really well, and first came back, he did a really good job.
Why do you think there were people questioning your?
Well, just because, why do I think for the most part, the second period, that's why I would question it. Because of the fact that, we looked like we didn't have enough push, didn't want it enough. And that's not Predator hockey. So, I maybe hopefully spoke for the fans, maybe I spoke for myself, maybe I spoke out of turn, but I don't think I did. I think our team has to play a certain way, and we didn't play that way. And we made it very easy for the Chicago Blackhawks to have the puck all night, especially in the second period. So when you make it hard on them, we're a good hockey team. When you don't, we're not a good hockey team. It's plain and simple. So, I didn't want us to look like we're going to roll over and die in the third, and they didn't. They respond, and I guess that's a testament to their, what we have in the room. And I've said that all year, but we have to play a certain way, or we're not going to be successful.
You've responded against them in the third period, though, in a couple other games this season.
Yeah, we have, and they're a really good team right now. They're healthy for the first time, I think, in a long time. They just shut out two teams back to back. They're playing well defensively, and they've got some really dynamic guys. And really, Peckett made some huge saves. I mean, he made a couple huge saves when it was 2-0. I thought he made. There's one right after we scored the first goal. Bickle and Kopecky almost back to back. I had some great chances. He made two really good saves, and then we got our feet under us, and then we started playing better and going after him a little bit. And then what's better than we're down a goal, that timeout that and everybody gets on their feet, and then the people basically, it was a great draw by Smitty and a shot by Webbs, but the energy of the crowd really willed us to, I think, score that goal. I mean, if that doesn't give a chill down your spine and the crowd is behind you like that, I don't know what will. So I think the guys responded really well.
Is that a set play off of face-off win?
Well, there's different draws that you have, and it was a set play. It's obviously trying to get the puck to Weber, and you have to run it cleanly, and you have to have a good exchange between the defenseman, and obviously Webb's has got to get it through, and he did, and it was a huge goal, and there's a huge point there, huge 2 points for us. We gave up the point, but we were down 2-0, so real good response. It was it was 3 different games. I thought the first period was pretty even. I thought the second period it wasn't very even at all. Not in our favor. In the third period, after the first couple shifts, I thought we had a good majority of the play. So 3 different games.
When Ward had the paddle stuck in his skates there, should he have skated to the bench and said, "The hell with you, Crawford"?
Not sure.
Oh, you didn't see it?
No,
Oh.
no, I didn't see it.
When this missing line is able to contribute offensively, there knows more of a shutdown line for you guys. Can you sort of see like the other team deflate a little bit just because it is kind of a more
a lot of times they're all responsible defensively. That's why they're good together. But they work and they have some offense. I mean, Ward has scored 18 goals in this league, and Spalls is going to score his share. And he's been a good offensive player in junior and all the way up. So. And Smitty's been an offensive player when he was younger, so they do the right things, and they stay on the puck, and they get chances, and they're converting, and they've carried us at times. So every you ask me who my first line is, I really can't answer that. Each night it's a different first line.
And you're about to go on this long road trip, get some good vibes, even though it sort of feels like the whole month's been a road trip, but.
It has been, actually, if you really want to know.
But get some good vibes before you go on this trip.
Yeah, I think if we would have carried the second period into the third period, I think there'd be pretty bad feeling going on the road trip. But we're going to play a certain way. We're going to do the right things that we need to do, and get through the longest road trip of the year. And if we do that, then we'll be in pretty good shape. But it was a good way to start. It was last home game of the month to do something that was worthwhile.
He read last time he came back from injury, it took a couple games to get going. Did he look okay tonight?
Yeah, I think as the game went on, Marty looked more and more comfortable. I think early everything was happening really fast, and then he got more comfortable as the game went on, and I didn't want to overextend him too much, so I didn't play him a whole lot in the first two periods, but just trying to keep his shifts very spaced out, if you will. And I thought he did okay. I haven't looked at his total minutes, but obviously got some in the overtime, so I thought he did okay.
Usually Steve plays better when it's a desperate situation. Sometimes when things are going well, they don't play quite as well at times.
Who's this? Sorry?
You said the other night after the Florida game, kind of paraphrasing, I guess the guy quoted correctly, that when you're desperate, you got the more desperate team is the better you guys play sometimes, better respond. And when things are going well, a good streak, maybe you slack up or something.
Well,
How do you explain that?
Well, I think it's just human nature. When things are going your way, you know, there's not as much desperation. I mean, you look at a lot of times the team that's extremely desperate sometimes can knock off a team that's maybe more talented, or on paper it doesn't look like there's much. So teams pull together when they're more desperate. Teams, guys that are more detailed when they're desperate. And sometimes when your things just happen to go your way and you're playing well and winning games, you sort of lose your detail and your desperation, because you win 5 or 6 games in a row, you start patting yourself on the back, and it probably doesn't. I hate to say it, but it probably doesn't mean as much as if you had lost 6 games. The desperation level becomes extreme. So I think it's just a little bit of human nature, and the teams are so close that if I have 20 players that are playing 2% beyond or less than their capabilities, and the other team is playing at 100% their capabilities, over 20 guys, that's 40%. That's enough for another team to have the edge.
What about Svatos tonight? Didn't play?
Svatos got nicked up the other night, and he won't play tonight or tomorrow. He actually will. Our doctors are looking at him, and he'll probably join us either tomorrow night or on the trip to Phoenix.
Hey, Coach, we know how the fans react, obviously, but from the bench,
It's awesome.
Can you kind of talk about just what kind of impact that
It's huge. I mean, it's not too many buildings I've seen ever have done that, and they started that little tradition a few years back, and I'll tell you, it's like it just energizes you. It's like a shot of adrenaline, and especially when you smell blood, and we were just a goal down, and that I mean, it's uplifting, and you almost don't want to disappoint the fans. That you want to get it done. You want to show them that that they're a part of this, and tonight they were.
Considering the opponent tonight's opponent after Thursday, how big was this win to kind of buck that trend of the losses coming in bunches?
Well, we talked about that. We talked about collateral damage. We talked about starting another streak, another winning streak, not another streak, another winning streak. So it's huge, because we try to learn from our mistakes, and in the past we lost 10 of our games out of our 14 that we've lost. We've lost them in sort of two stretches.
Coach,
So, yes.
how much did the swapping of Erat and Hornquist in the third contribute to that shift in momentum?
I don't know how much it did. I really can't say, was it a great move or a big move. It was a different move, and I was hoping to recreate some energy that they had. Sometimes you look for a little lightning in the bottle, go back to things that worked in the past, and that's really what it was. You know, they were much better, I thought, as a group. You know, I think maybe they think the same way a little bit. And I thought, you know, actually Legwan's line actually was better when we made the switch as well. So maybe we'll stay with it, but we may have to reconfigure our lines a little bit tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.